Up Facebook? Happy Friday, everybody. A little Ice Cube. Today was a good day. That's my theme for Fridays. I'm sure you guys know that one. Yeah, boy. Oh, yeah. All right, what's up, everybody? Hey, Scott. How's it going, man? Thanks for joining me real quick. So I'm going to do a little video here on the 4 reasons you're never going to retire, and you're never going to be able to retire because you're invested in that damn stock market. Keon, what's up, my man? Thanks for joining me. Hey, guys, if you have any questions while we go here, definitely hit me up. We're live here, so I'm going to answer any questions you guys have. David, thanks for joining me, my man. I don't know what you were doing today, but that was a funky picture. I liked it. Cody, what's happening, man? Thanks for joining. So I'm a huge thing with cash flow, real estate. You guys all know I'm a big real estate guy, but every time I see a news article about how people aren't going to retire, it just pisses me off. So I read an article today that 32% of people between 60 and 65 are still working, baby boomers. So we're talking about people who really did things the right way. Boomers knew what was up. You know, they had good jobs, they saved. They were frugal because a lot of them went through war times, and so growing up, most of them needed to be frugal. So the baby boomers are who we need to look up to, and they're not even failing. A third of them can't even retire. And then the most horrible statistic I saw is 19% of people over 70 are still working. Social Security is going to raise the age up to 70. Oh my God, I don't even want to work till I'm 60, let alone 70. I don't even want to work till I'm 50. I want to be able to travel the world. Hey, Vanessa, Patrick, Lamar, thanks for joining me, guys. So let's get into this real quick. 80% of Americans also live check to check. So that's another problem that you gotta fix, but let's not even worry about that. So the 4 challenges, the 4 reasons why people will never retire. And I'm talking about people who are investing passively in the stock market. Let me preface, if you become an expert in anything, you're going to do great. So if you love the stock market and you know how to do shorts, do puts, do all that kind of stuff, and then you can make money whether it goes up or down. But I'm talking about your average passive investor. So the average passive stock market investor doesn't know, what do I invest in? That's the first question that they have. See, Wall Street makes it very difficult and complicated to understand how investing works. By design, they don't want you to feel like you know what you're doing. Most retirement plans have a limited amount of investments anyways. I remember my first real job, I worked for Banner Health, and they went with Vanguard, which is one of the biggest. Hey, happy Friday to you, Vanessa. Vanguard's one of the biggest mutual fund companies out there. They have tons of retirement plans and all this, but still, it was very limited. We had maybe 10, 15 different mutual funds that we can stick with. And then that's another problem. It's mutual funds. I mean, this is your retirement. This needs to get you to where you want to go eventually. And mutual funds don't have very good returns. They're very, very mediocre. Real estate is so much more simple. We just have a few asset classes. We have residential, we have multifamily, commercial, and then land. Really not that complicated to get into. And then also in real estate, you're not stuck with just a few different investments. You can buy anywhere. If you're living in San Francisco and you can't find a good property, you can go to Cleveland and buy a completely different property for very cheap. So you can go all over the United States, and if it's the right country, you can go all over the world to invest in real estate. So that's the number one thing, is what the heck do we invest in the stock market? Secondly, is how much can I make? That's the other problem. Stock market has done a great job. Wall Street has done a great job of brainwashing everybody to thinking, 5, 6, 7, 8% is a good return. It's really not, depending on how you're investing. So if you're getting a 8, 10% return in real estate, you're making a lot more than that, because that's strictly on the cash flow. That's the beauty of real estate. We don't worry about appreciation. The only way to make money in the stock market when you're investing passively is for it to go up in value. So like this year, 2018, we're already down 3.5% for the year. I don't even know if you guys know that. Your stock market's down for the year. So you have you're not going to make money if it goes down because you don't know how. So the only way it is if it goes up in value. But as far as how much can I make in the stock market? Well, there's a few things you can't do in the stock market. You can't buy at a discount. If you want to buy Apple stock, let's just say it's $200. So if I want to buy a $200,000 house, I can go buy it for $100,000, $110,000, easy. That happens all the time. You can't buy Apple stock for less than what it is. You have to buy it for exactly what it is today. Hey, Risha, thanks for getting with me. I'm glad you're watching this. You got to help all your peeps out with this as well. Secondly, you can't improve the stock. So I can buy below, and I can carpet paint, make it look beautiful, and that's going to raise the value of it. You are just a stockholder. You can't do anything to help the value of that stock. Completely helpless. You can't really leverage either. If I want to buy one stock at $200, I have to have $200. If I had $200 in real estate, I could leverage at least 4 times, if not more. So with that same $200, I can buy $800 worth. So that's huge. So we got that. And then again, I said, don't count appreciation. The stock market, the only way you're going to make money is when it goes up in value. Real estate, you're going to make money based on the cash flow. And then appreciation is just the cherry on top. Not to mention you're leveraging, so you are appreciating a much larger asset. So let's look at that same scenario. At $200,000, I could buy something for $800,000 if I have $200,000. So I don't have a $200,000 property appreciating at 5, 6, 7%. I have a $800,000 property appreciating at that month. So again, we kill the stock market every time. So the next question that people don't know is, how much do I need? So I'm saving up for retirement. You know, how much am I going to need? So slow and steady that's a lie. That's a killer. You don't need slow and steady. You need to be aggressive. You need to make a lot of money. Definitely more than you think you're going to need, because things always pop up. You might not be able to invest as much year in, year out. So definitely be aggressive. And secondly, a down market will absolutely kill you. People don't understand this. So people in the stock market, they assume, right? So, I'm making 10% this year. It's an up market, 10, 10, 10. Okay. So they do the math. So if I get 10% every year, in 15 years, this is where I'm going to be. They don't understand the detriment of a down market. For example, if you've been counting on 10, 10, 10, and this year you have a negative 10%, which we might have, like I said, we're already down 3.5% for the year. There's a really good chance that we have a down market in the stock market. So if you're down 10% this year, to catch up, you have to make over 32% next year, which what if next year is another down year? So that's why you cannot count on the stock market. Your cash flow is going to always be making you money. That's going to be nice, slow, and steady. And when it comes to retirement, the actual value of your real estate isn't even going to matter, because you're not going to want to sell anyways. Free and clear real estate. That's where we try to get to. And then next is they tell you to, it's a slow and steady ride the stock market, right? But what happens if you want to get off in a down market? What if you worked your whole life planning to retire in 2009? Were you going to be able to do that? No, because you're down here. Why would you ever do that? And then they tell you just to get in and don't worry about it. That is stupid advice. Dave Ramsey, who I really think is a brilliant guy, except for when it comes to investing, he says this. He told people they shouldn't have gotten out of the market during the crash of 0809. That's insane. If you would have at the very minimum had your money on the sideline, you wouldn't have lost such a huge amount. You would have been able to start up here instead of having to start way down here and start over again. So you got to pay attention. Don't just close your eyes, stick your head in the sand, and say, "Oh, everything will be okay." Because you got to pay attention. This is your life. This is your retirement. And then lastly, the main reason people don't know how much they need is because they don't know how to convert it to income. A lot of financial advisors don't even know how to do this, right? So you save. I have $1 million. Okay, well, what does that mean? Are you just going to pull it out and start spending that money? No. That $1 million is your golden goose. You don't ever want to spend the golden goose. You only want to spend the eggs that golden goose lays. That's so important. Don't ever spend your asset. These athletes who get these huge checks, I could guarantee that they would never go broke if they simply bought assets. You know, take that $10 million signing bonus, go buy a bunch of apartments, and then spend every dime, because you're still going to own those apartments month after month. It's still going to kick off that cash flow. Hey, Chad, what's happening, my man? Thanks for joining. Angelique, Daniel Dawson, Kevin, Malcolm, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. So we are on how do I convert? People don't know how to convert. That's why. So when you're talking about converting also in the stock market, oh my God, they have horrible options, because you're talking about you're going to need to convert into guaranteed things that you know, hey, because this is the money that you're going to live on. You can't get less one month and more the next month. You need to have a nice, slow and steady income. So if you're talking about the assets in the stock market that are going to be buy assets that create cash flow, you know this, Jeff. I learned it from watching you, man. I learned it from watching you. So CDs are one option that the stock market's going to give you, or banks are going to give you. Bonds are another one. CDs are going to, right now, they're going to make you less than 1%. If you tie your money up for 2 or 3 years, maybe they'll give you 2%. That's horrible. That's less than inflation. Your money's going to be worth less in a few years than it is now. Bonds are horrible. They've been horrible for a long time. Even if they get up to 5-6%, that's not a good return. That's not enough to help you retire wealthy. Annuities. Oh my God, don't get me started with annuities. Don't invest in annuities. Oh my gosh. Annuities are a horrible investment, in my opinion. They have horrible returns, and not even that, the fees are absolutely ridiculous. They have page after page after page of fine print. And within that, they have their little yearly fees. They're going to take your money year in, year out. You got an annuity today. Well, in 15 years, they're still going to be charging you for that. Their work is over, but they're still going to be charging you. Annuities are not a good investment strategy, in my opinion. Cash flow. You know, real estate and cash flow, that's what's going to get you to where you want to be. Cash flow from day one. When you buy an investment, they cash flow from day one. And then if you want stress-free retirement, free and clear real estate's where it's at. So that's my advice. Don't worry about hopping on that damn stock market roller coaster, because you don't know when you're going to get off. You don't know where it's going to be, and you don't even know how much money you're going to make. Real estate is a math equation, okay? It's real simple. Leverage. So go buy an asset, leverage, put 20% down, put it on a 15-year mortgage, and don't miss any payments. So as long as you follow those, so you got to make sure it cash flows. You got to make sure you buy it under market value, okay? So in this scenario, in 15 years, this is the math equation. In 15 years, that real estate that you bought is going to be worth, or it's going to be worth double, at least, what you bought it. In Arizona, real estate doubles every 10 to 12 years. So I would imagine in 15 years, it's certainly doubled. And then secondly, you're going to owe zero. It's a 15-year mortgage. It's 180 payments. If you make those payments, it's going to be zero. So that's what I teach my people to do. I teach them to have a plan to buy leveraged real estate, put it on a 15-year or less mortgage, make sure it cash flows, and pay it off. That's a plan, guys. So I hope this helped. Hopefully it didn't depress you if you're in that stock market. It's never too late to get out. If you have an old retirement plan, something like that, you can always do a self-directed. You can roll it over. Don't pay any fees. Don't pay any taxes. There's lots of ways to get in the game now. So if you want to learn more, definitely hit me up. David, what's up? Alejandro, thanks for joining me, guys. Brian, thanks for joining me. Be at your place at 10. No, I'm leaving at 10. All right, so I'm going to put a link to a webinar for beginners that we're doing next Thursday. So if you want to learn more about the basics of real estate investing, go ahead and click on that link. And it's a free webinar next Thursday. 6 o'clock Arizona time. Hope to see you guys there, and I hope you learned something today. If you found this valuable, definitely forward this to somebody you love, and hopefully share it on your page. Leave a comment, and I hope to see you guys in an hour and a half. AZ Flip guys are going to be talking about an apartment complex that we just locked up. It's amazing. We're going to be buying this thing with none of our own money. It's like a 15% cap rate. The numbers are absolutely sick on this. So AZ Flip guys at noon. Go check us out. See ya.